Hey guys, I'm back for my Raw review. I decided to do my review in the garden today because it's like really hot, so I thought I'd like to make the most of the weather. So yeah, so here is a view of my fantastic garden. Slightly different, you know, to the normal, like, same background that I have in every video of my room. So yeah, sorry about the noise. Obviously I live on a farm, as you guys know, so tractors going up and down all the time. It's going to be kind of noisy, so hopefully you can actually hear me. So anyway, Raw this week, I thought it was pretty good personally. Where's the bat? Random vehicles driving past. I thought Raw was kind of pretty good this week. A lot of people I've heard like they thought it was kind of, you know, negative because of the whole, like, you know, CM Punk being back so soon, and a lot of people seem to think that he wasn't, you know, as good as he was like before he like left. But me personally, I thought it was quite good. I'm still enjoying the storyline, you know, even though like I said last week, I thought he should have stayed away longer, but you know, you've got to make the most of it. If he's come back, he's back, and he basically has to deal with it. So anyway, CM Punk starts off the show. You know, he comes out, obviously. He got kind of a mixed reaction, really. Obviously, last week he got, like, a really big cheer. I guess it just depends, you know, like I always say, what, like, you know, I can't even think what I was going to say then. What state they're in or whatever. So different to, like, you know, in England where we just have counties. But yeah, it depends what city, town, state, whatever they're in. Yeah, so obviously he held up his belt and said, you know, the champ is here, so obviously stealing, like, you know, John Cena's kind of phrase. So that obviously kind of got, like, half cheered, half booed. Basically, he said that his reasons for coming back, you know, that he made things change, like, obviously, before he left, and obviously he couldn't make things change, like, from being, like, at home in Chicago, as he said, so that is why he came back, and he said that he's a true champion, and not John Cena. Triple H comes out, and he says that he brought Punk back because it's good for business. You know, he's put his personal feelings aside. The only reason he brought CM Punk back was obviously because it was good business. Yeah, CM Punk asked Triple H what, you know, he meant by that, and Triple H basically said that he thinks Punk is smug, overrated, and attention seeker. So obviously CM Punk retorted by saying Vince let guys slip through his fingers, like people like big, like people who could have, well, he said people who could have been like main event stars, but they already were, like people like Batista and Jericho, they already were main event, and Jericho didn't really slip away, he chose to like go. So that didn't kind of really make sense. But Triple H replies said that Punk re-signed because he depends on WWE, so his voice can be heard. It's not like, you know, not the other way around, that they need Punk. He said it's, you know, that is why Punk re-signed, because he kind of needed the WWE in order to actually, you know, get his kind of things across. Yeah, Triple H said, obviously, then he talks about, like, later on tonight that he's going to, like, decide what to do, obviously, because Punk and Cena are both legitimate champions, not, like, one of them is legit and not the other one, so he's going to decide what to do about it later on. But, you know, that way he was going to leave, but Punk, like, called him back, and he says that he'll continue to do things his way. So just because, you know, WWE's got him back, he's not going to go back to just doing what they want all the time. He's still going to keep his rebellious character, which I think is a good thing. He needs to do that. And he said Triple H is a bully with a big ego and needs to watch who he pushes around. Triple H says that Punk needs to kind of, you know, follow his rules now. And Punk says, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to punch me, or just go and ask Stephanie's permission. Or, well, he didn't say Stephanie, he said, oh, ask your wife, so obviously he left on that. So, I mean, I think it's good. I thought that was a really good opening promo. It's a really long segment. It honestly was almost like half an hour before they actually had a break. Not that I'm complaining, I hate commercial breaks on, like, Raw, it's so annoying. But, you know, I thought that was really good. Obviously, Punk, to start with, when he was talking, I thought, oh, this is, you know, very interesting. But once he kind of gets into, like, because, yeah, when him and Triple H kind of started, like, interacting, then it, you know, the promo or, like, segment got, like, really good. So obviously I'm glad that Punk's going to still be the kind of rebellious character, because he needs to stick like that, because else it all has made this whole kind of storyline really, like, not worthwhile. Yeah, so, first match was the Divas Battle Royal for, like, the #1 contendership, so whoever won will face Kelly for Divas title at Summerslam. As, you know, always happens in these kind of things, everyone gets eliminated, like, really quickly. So stupid. So the final four were the Bella Twins, Eve and Beth Phoenix. Eve got eliminated, but then Beth Phoenix, like, eliminated the Bellas at the same time, which is quite impressive. Obviously I had, like, one of them on each kind of shoulder and just dumped them both over the top rope, so Beth won, and obviously Kelly was on commentary, so she went in the ring to kind of, you know, congratulate Beth, but then Beth, like, knocked her, like, out and, like, threw her into, like, the barricade on the outside, which is awesome. I love Beth Phoenix. She's so cool. She's, like, not like the typical kind of, you know, diva that they have now. She's just more awesome. So yeah, that's quite cool. So obviously I guess that means that Beth's turning heel now, but I personally don't mind, because I always used to like Beth Phoenix when she was heel anyway. They need to, like, use her more, because she just hasn't done anything for so long now. So I'm happy with that. That's the good thing that came out of the Battle Royal. So then we have a tag team match, R-Truth and The Miz versus Rey Mysterio and John Morrison. I think R-Truth and The Miz could be a good team. They do work quite well together, just they're, like, kind of differing, like, characters. They work well, like, obviously, because R-Truth's just so crazy, and, like, he just works well with The Miz. But yeah, I didn't really write many notes on it. I don't know what I was doing during this match, but I barely written any notes down, which is really annoying. But I knew that R-Truth actually got the win. on John Morrison, because I think obviously Miz kind of, well, they said he like sacrificed himself so that R-Truth could get the pin, so he did that. Then after the match, Miz hits the skull crushing finale on John Morrison, and then R-Truth hits him with the water bottle, I guess, because they haven't really continued their feud, obviously, because John Morrison and R-Truth were feuding before John Morrison got injured, and then he kind of came back and attacked R-Truth last week. That was pretty much it. So, you know, they kind of need to kind of resume the feud because it was going quite well before John Morrison got injured. So I'm assuming that they're going to continue with that now. Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero come out. Dolph Ziggler says that he's, you know, the best kind of in WWE and more of a man than anyone else in the company. Alex Riley comes out, still getting like really big reactions from the crowd, even though he still hasn't really done a lot yet. He's still like really popular, which is quite surprising really, because all he's really done yet is turn on the Miz, but that's just made everybody really like him. So he says that Dolph is hiding behind Vicky and that he should drop her. Then obviously Vicky I think Vicky, like Dolph tells Vicky to, like, you know, that he can handle it, and then he takes his jacket off and you think he's going to start fighting Riley, but he just, you know, he leaves the ring and walks out. So it's like a win. So obviously hopefully this will be like, this could be a good feud, Alex Riley and Dolph, because Dolph tends to work well with quite a lot of people, so hopefully he can put up some good matches with Alex Riley and like help to build like his kind of character. Tag team match, David Otunga and Mike McGillicuddy, the worst tag team champions ever, versus Santino Marella and Zack Ryder. Santino and Zack, they could be like a really good kind of comedy tag team. I think that will work well pairing them together, to be honest. But yeah, like Zack Ryder got like a massive cheer, like, you know, those Ryder chants like going around like the whole arena, and then like he got pinned and it was like, oh. So, you know, they start to like kind of push and they bring him on Raw, they put him on SmackDown, and then in his like first proper match for quite a while they just like let him lose, and it's like, what? That makes no sense. So that was kind of annoying, but never mind. Alberto Del Rio versus Evan Bourne. Again, don't have many notes for this match. I think it was a very decent match. Del Rio wins with a cross arm breaker. Obviously after the match he like still leaves it on, and obviously so Evan's like in trouble, but Kofi Kingston comes out and makes a save. So obviously carrying on with the Alberto and Kofi feud that's been going on for like the last few weeks. So final segment. Obviously this is, you know, predictable. You knew what Triple H was going to do about it, because obviously Summerslam's in 2 weeks, so what else are they really going to do apart from make, you know, a match to like unify like the titles together and make them one true champion. But anyway, Triple H comes out. He's just about to say what he's going to do, but John Laurinaitis comes out. He has a really weird voice, I have to say, but never mind. He says he's been on the WWE board for a lot longer than Triple H has, and that he should be the one that kind of like makes the decision. And he says that he should do what Vince would want and strip Cena of the title. But surely that doesn't make sense, because unless I'm just looking at it in the wrong way, surely, because Vince was obviously trying to, like, you know, stop anybody like mentioning CM Punk, and you know, literally that's why he put the tournament in place aside the new champion. So surely Vince would have wanted Punk to be stripped of the title as opposed to Cena. That, to me, that doesn't make sense, but maybe I'm just getting it wrong. So if I've been looking at it the wrong way, like, let me know and like tell me what you actually mean by that, because I don't get it. Cena comes out and he says that John Laurinaitis doesn't think he just does what Vince wants all the time, and he says that he won't have his title stripped just because of what he's saying. So in this kind of segment, Cena's like more kind of like the heel kind of like guy, which is really weird. He's like acting more, you know, like the, well, kind of like more like the character, or like going against, not heel, I shouldn't say that, going more against like the WWE board. He's like acting more like what CM Punk was before he went, which is kind of weird. Like they've kind of like swapped like their roles in this segment. But anyway, Cena says that his favourite moment of Money in the Bank was punching him in the face. Triple H says that he's not going to strip Cena of his title, so he doesn't need to worry. So CM Punk comes out then, and you know, to see what Triple H is going to do. But Triple H said he's not going to strip him either. They're going to have a match at Summerslam to decide the champion. That was obvious. That's been obvious for like absolutely ages. But yeah, and then to end the show, they kind of like Cena would like raise his title, so then his music would play and he'd get cheered, and then CM Punk would like raise his title and he'd get cheered. So they kind of did that like, or like for the rest of like the 5 minutes of the show. So that was kind of like one of the weirdest endings to whatever. I personally didn't mind it. I thought, you know, because obviously that's what they're trying to get them to pick between the two champions. Because I suppose, I know some people said that it's not the first time they've had two champions, but I don't know. Obviously Triple H said it that it was the first time, but I'm sure people on the internet have said there's been other times. So, you know, I guess they're just kind of playing to that fact they've actually got two champions and they're getting the people to pick who they think. And, you know, that poll that they had, like, on there, like, on Twitter or WWE.com, whatever it was, saying, oh, who you think should be the real champion, and that John Cena won. I was just like, what? That doesn't make sense. You know, it should be, I suppose, you know, I guess it just depends on the majority of the people who actually bothered to vote, because obviously I didn't, because I wasn't watching Raw, because I was asleep. So, yeah, anyway, that was Raw. So I thought it was a fairly good show. A lot of people were unhappy with it. They just think that Punk's just gone back to like not being very good now, and that it's just going to be Cena as champion again. So I don't know who's going to win at Summerslam. I'm not really too sure. I haven't really thought that much about it, and I'm still really annoyed that I'm not going to be able to watch it until like the Friday of that week. So yeah, obviously my Summerslam review and Raw review will be really late that week. But yeah, so just on another note, now I don't want to offend everybody here. I don't think I'm trying to, you know, like make a dig at people who do this, because I know a lot of people do make these kind of videos. Just something that I've been wondering about. I've always wondered what the like interest or fascination with like unboxing videos are. I've never understood it. Like, to me personally, I thought that if I had like a parcel and said, oh, guys, you know, I've just ordered this from, you know, somewhere, like, look what I've bought, and then, you know, don't worry, it's the first time I haven't opened it yet, this is the first time I'm opening it, and then oh, I've got this DVD or t-shirt. To me personally, I think that that would be so boring, and I think that people would just not watch. So I just wondered, like, what, like, the interest of people who are interested in that kind of thing, or people who do make those videos, what makes them kind of interesting? Because to me, like, I haven't watched one. I see that people like have done them, and I don't actually watch because I just think, oh, okay then. But you know, that's just my personal opinion. The thought of me doing that, I think that people would just, you know, exit the video because it's like really dull. But if someone could like enlighten me on what the actual, you know, kind of interest in that is, then that would be a good thing. Anyway, I need to get up. I couldn't be bothered to go and get a cushion to put on this chair, so now like the back of it is like dug into my back and it really hurts. But never mind. So yeah, anyway, I feel like I've been talking for ages. Sorry if this review's like been like really rambly. But anyway, so thanks for watching. And yeah, there was something else I was going to say, and I honestly cannot remember what it was. No, it's like completely gone. Anyway, if I remember next time, I'll write it down. I'll tell you when I do my SmackDown review. But anyway, so thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!